Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here with No BS Golf, presented to you by P45 Knuckle Down Golf and thegolfpub.com. www. How's everybody doing? Been on a little bit of hiatus here. Been busy and a lot of things though. Holiday, weekend popped up, and got into some other kind of YouTube recordings of sorts, but busy with students as well. And so, plus summer's here. So hopefully everybody's having a good summer. We'll start with that right out of the gates. And, summertime means a lot of play. Hopefully a lot of players are out there putting up their best, doing what they do. And, but some other players are in a different boat. And was having a conversation. One of the things I tend to kind of go back to often for a reason is long-lasting improvement. And so there is a significant difference in what you do in order to prepare yourself for long-lasting improvement versus maybe a little just short-term, pick-me-up. And those two things are very, very different things. And so by far, what I like to talk about is how to help players develop, for the long term. And I'm talking, it's not just that, it's change forever to some degree. So, let's say you got certain things, you hit a ball this way, you hit a ball that way, so on and so forth. And we know we want to change it, but it's not just because you want to get better now. We want to get better forever. And a lot of these changes, if you do it correctly, this is stuff that lasts. You might have to, like the Tour Pros say, sharpen things, right? I got to go work on some specific things to just sharpen it up, make it better, crisp and precise. But the basic skill learning is what we want to get accomplished and developed to the point that it becomes long-lasting for a lifetime. See, one of the hangups is a lot of players like, I don't know if I want to do all this. And I'm like, that's fair enough. It's a good question. It's a good thought. Of course it is. And I always come back to one key thing. I say, well, can you put in some time now, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months right now, and get to the point where forever from this point on, it only gets better and better because you finally learned the skills, and now the skills are showing, and now you're just sharpening, you're just tweaking, you're just maybe making them better over time. Maybe you reestablish new goals and you go for different sets of, refinement to it. Find more distance, find a height factor, find a spin factor, find a different ball flight factor. Those doors get unlocked once you get past the basics. If you got steep swing and no rotation and no shift and bad low point and angle of attack's bad and so on and so forth. So we want to get past that stage as quick as possible. Then we're on to the rest of it. And so, I talk about it with, a handful of these different players. I got a whole bunch of them all around, especially the ones that went out and tried to play professional golf. They're so good even today. So they're past the point, well past the development point. That was like year one. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to get a sponsorship, but just for the heck of it, Rain. This stuff, recommend him on my brother. He's kind of a fitness guru guy. The best stuff for you. The energy pick-me-up type stuff without all the junk in it. Rain Total Body Fuel. Highly recommend it. There we go. Maybe I'll get them as an endorser someday. Anyways, but got my throat. You get past that key development phase, and now you set yourself up for a future of golf. It's not just about finding a way to hit a ball a little bit better. We're going to do that for sure. It's not just about figuring out, well, how do I not lose the ball no more? And I don't want to curve it off this way no more. And like, those are all good things. But the reality is we're just working towards creating a new way of hitting a golf ball that is reliable and consistent, repeatable, expectable, enough to the point that you're not battling that. You're now playing in the game. How do I go put this ball into action against the golf course, against the player I'm playing against, so on and so forth? You break through to that level, then sky's the limit, folks. I mean, okay, there are limits, but maybe you won't play on tour someday. But you know what I'm saying? you get to the point where this becomes long-term lasting results that can become as good as you may choose. That's where we reassess. We get past phase one, maybe that's 6 months, maybe that's 9 months, who knows? It doesn't matter. It's different for everybody. It's not 2 weeks, unfortunately. But anyways, and then we get to the part where it's, let's reevaluate this thing. Where are we going to go with this? But the point is that when you've done that work, that's now a life lasting result, because we're not having to go back and change any of that anymore. Now we're just taking a model of motion, a functionality, a pattern of swing around your body in an efficient and effective way that produces the results that you're seeking. And from that point on, it's just simply determining, we were talking about distance for example today. Well, playing the proper set of tees and this length golf course, well, it don't matter. Distance only becomes a true problem if A, you just literally don't have enough of it at all. So that's one possibility. Or B, you're simply playing from a set of tees that absolutely requires it. So good player that maybe can kind of hit it 240, 250. That's, by the way, that's kind of the top end average for the average male out there. I know a bunch of y'all are going to sit there and go, oh, I hit it 310. Let's measure that. Anyways, most average males don't hit it that far. About 240, ish is kind of the top. 240, 250 range. 260 is the top end. Average across the board of all males playing golf is probably closer to like 230, 225. So anyways, you're playing mid-set tees from like 6,800. Okay, it's going to be hard, but you can get away with it. You start going to the tips, you start putting it back at 7,500, that ain't going to get it done. Now you are required a distance increase capability. So knowing where you're playing and knowing what your goals are and knowing what you're trying to achieve, these all come down to the last part of this whole process. If we can create within your system of ability a swing that is repeatable with a ball flight that percentage-wise tells us it's going to curve like this a little bit, this way to this way, and if not, it misses just a little ways this way, and the percentages is 70-30, 80-20, whatever. We don't have any impact issues. There aren't, bad errors going on. Now we're to the point, can we match it with short game? And then can we move on? And so the future, the next 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years of your golf life become more about what tour pros are basically doing, which is simply saying, okay, I'm reassessing where I'm good right now, where I'm not so good, and that helps me focus on what I should go work on. Hitting 30-yard approach shots, hitting, 150-yard cuts, because when I get into a couple of situations, I don't know how to hit that cut shot, whatever. And so you just got to get through that first phase. It's so important. The evaluation is important because you have to know what you need to get past. You got to commit to that process. You got to stick to it. You got to get in there and if you can just get past that phase, sky's the limit. And it becomes really fun because those players, I've got, I don't know, at least 40 or 50 I know of still out there playing still today after some of them 15, 20 years ago. Most of them are still, well, a lot of them are for sure the best player at the course that day. I know that. They know that. And because they're not necessarily playing in highly competitive golf like tournaments and professional golf, it's a walk in the park for them. It's so easy. It's like a joke. But they earned it. They spent so many years of hardcore development and work to achieve that. So, but it's that first phase. You got to get the evaluation lessons so you know what you're facing. That tells you what you're up against. Then you got to commit to it and just say, you know what, I'm going to get through this. Then we get through it. Everything starts to get fun from that point on. So that's the thing. It's a long-lasting improvement. It's a development into a different player. Not tweak a little bit of what we got, close the face a little. That's not going to fix your game. So we got a bunch of new players started. Another one today started. We got him on his, and this is the other thing I tell players. You got to pick a day and time and put it in the lesson book. And that's exactly what we did today. We've got every day of every week all the way till the end of the year now scheduled. That's his time. That no one else can take it. No one else can come in and snatch it. It's his. We're moving forward. We're fixing this. And that's what I was excited about today. I couldn't wait to get up and going. So, partnership announcement, if at all. Eyeline Golf is one of my core partners, has been for also, again, like 20 years, going back to the days of Golf Tech, man. I remember I was talking to a fella at the company the other day, and I asked about Sam. He said, well, Sam ain't around as much anymore. And I was like, well, that makes sense. He's probably retired. But the original owner and creator of the whole shebang is Sam. Great guy, awesome company. I've got stuff coming. We're putting it into the action and putting it into works. I can now, everything's set up again, so I can sell Eyeline Golf products when necessary. I'm the one that tends to tell you as a player when you need these things or don't. So it's all about the lesson process, folks. We're learning. We're developing. We got 5 people on track now, new to this in this area. I got a bunch around the country already, making progress, but it's time for you to step up your game. Do you want long-lasting improvement? Do you want something that will change your game forever? 10, 15, 20 index strokes better forever. That's what we're talking about, folks. You got to come see me. I'm at www.thegolfpub.com. The fellows are down there ready. They expanded hours. Go check out the website. They got more hours for summertime. It's hot. Golf courses are packed. Kids especially, go take them kids to the golf pub for an hour. They're going to have a blast. My kids come with me all the time. We enjoy even putt-putt sometimes. There's a really cool just putt-putt thing on there. So you got to go check it out, folks. www.thegolfpub.com. You can find me, of course, on Twitter. Please do at any time at P45KDG. You know it. And throw me some information, likes, retweets, you name it. Email anytime. I'm an open book. I'm having a great conversation Friday with a couple of parents with a junior. It was one of my favorite conversations ever. And I can't wait to talk with them and explain to them how this works and what they've been already doing and why it hasn't worked, because they've given me little tidbits. This is fun. This is when this stuff gets really fun. But hit me up at Gmail, P45, knuckledowngolf@gmail.com. As always, please do help me. Hit the smash the like button, not hit the smash the like button, subscribe, and share. That does help me a ton. I greatly appreciate it. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you want to talk about. What do you want to hear about? What do you want to know? I'm going to end this for now. I wanted to get on real quick. We got to get back on the wagon with more of this. So more information coming. Tell me what you want to hear. We'll talk about it. For now, Ryan Carpenter, No BS Golf, presented by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Y'all take care.